I wanted to ask you, were you aware of what baby blues are or what PPD looks like before you went through it yourself?
Yes. So before I even gave birth, I did do some classes, some prenatal classes online through the hospital that I gave birth at.
Yeah.
They had little classes that you could take, and they gave you some information on some things to expect after pregnancy. And they did touch on the baby blues and how those are very different to postpartum depression or PPD. So I had a little bit of an understanding of like, okay, this is gonna come. I don't know which form I'm gonna get. Am I just gonna get the 2 weeks baby blues, or am I gonna get,
Yeah.
the harder one?
Right.
And my luck, I got the harder one. So it was definitely interesting. And I mean, it was hard at the time, but now when I look back on it, I feel like it made me stronger as a mom in a way. It was basically like testing my limits and like
Yeah.
seeing, like, I feel like it was my own mind being like, you got this. Like, I'm throwing everything at you.
Wow.
And if you can tackle this, you can conquer the world. Like,
Yeah.
that's basically how it felt. Like, now
Yeah.
when I look back on it, I'm like, wow, okay.
When you look back at it, if we have to talk about how the initial few weeks looked like for you, I mean, if you have to talk about that one sign that gave you an idea that okay, this is not baby blues and it's definitely more than that,
Yeah,
what would that be?
so for the first few weeks, obviously, I was assuming it was baby blues because, you would just cry randomly, and it was like,
Yeah.
why am I crying? And obviously, everything felt really hard, and which was normal for baby blues, 100%. But
Yeah.
then it became much more than that, and after almost a month, and it was still lingering, I still had these thoughts of like, I'm not a good mom. I'm a terrible mom.
Oh my God.
And I would cry. And I
Yeah.
would be trying to rock her. And then she would be crying because she didn't want to go to sleep. And then I would be freaking out. And then it would just be like, just constant, like, just denial of like, you're doing a terrible job.
Like blaming yourself,
Blaming
right?
myself, like, you're doing a terrible job. Like, you're not doing anything to help her. And it got really hard. Thankfully, my husband's amazing, and he was there to support me and tell me, no, you're doing an amazing job. You're just down on yourself. Don't be down on yourself. You've got this. You're strong. You know what you're doing. You're a natural.
Yeah.
And there were some days where I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I am strong.
Right.
I am doing the thing.
I can
am
definitely
doing this.
relate with you, yeah.
Yeah, but then obviously, like, there were some days where it was like, I don't want to hear that. I'm like, no, you're lying to me. You're lying to me. This is not real. Like, I'm doing a terrible job. And I feel like it was hard for the first week, especially because I hadn't produced any milk yet. So that
Made it
kind of made it a
harder.
little worse, because then I was like, I'm failing her. This was the one thing I was so excited to do. I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because I know how hard it was for my sister not being able to. And then I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to go through that. Like that, because I know how hard it was for her. And I was like,
Right.
I don't want. So I feel like it was just a mixture of things. But yeah, there were definitely days where I was just very down on myself. Very, like, just to be candid, like, I wanted to jump off the balcony.
Oh my
Like, it was just not great.
I feel
Like,
terrible when you say that, and
Yeah.
I'm sure like there might be a lot of moms hearing our conversation right now, maybe in the same boat, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm taking from this right now is that it matters a lot, like what kind of people are around you,
Yes.
whether you're surrounded by people who love you, who care for
Yes.
you. I'm not sure how many people you had around you in terms of family, friends, but just let's say take your partner, right?
Yeah.
Your partner is around you 24/7. And if they are able to give you that kind of support, it's kind of pulling you out of that negative spiral.
Yes.
So what I'm basically taking away from here is that yes, you will feel all sort of negative emotions. Number one, You have to tell yourself that this is temporary.
Yes.
Like in your situation, right? You tried to pull yourself out.
Yeah, like
You
I
could
would.
just keep going on
Yes.
and on in the negative spiral, but you said,
Yes.
no, I'm not gonna feel like this all the time.
Yeah. It's a
Plus,
lot
your
of will.
partner.
Yeah, it was a lot of willpower. Like, no, I don't want to feel like this.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like I'm failing her, because I'm not failing her. She's eating,
Exactly.
she's sleeping,
Yeah.
her bowel movements are normal. Like everything was good and everything was great, but there were just those times where my brain would just be like, no, you're not doing it right.
And I hear you,
But then I
right?
would have like my husband and like
Yeah.
my closest friends messaging me randomly, being like, I just want to let you know you're doing an amazing job.
Wow.
Like, you're an amazing mom. Like, just out of the blue. And like,
Yeah.
there were some dark days where those text messages out of nowhere meant the absolute world. And I would be sitting there with Elizabeth on my chest, sleeping, and I'd be reading these text messages, and I would just start sobbing. And I would text them and be like, you have no idea how much that meant to me right now. Like, I
Yeah.
really needed to hear that right now.
And so that means you did have people to talk
Yes.
about how you were feeling.
Yes, I did.
that's
Yeah,
very
no, I do.
important too.
I honestly, I will say I have an amazing circle of friends. There's not many of them. It's a very small circle.
Right.
However, they mean the absolute world to me. If it wasn't for them, honestly, I don't know how I would have gotten through those first couple of months. Like, they really, really helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I just, like, even just taking me out. Like, they knew I was having a bad day just based off of my text messages. They could
Yeah.
feel like, okay, she
We
needs
need
to
to
get
get
out
her
of the
out.
house.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, okay, let's go to the mall. Or, oh, let's go for a walk. Or, oh, let's just hang out. I'll come over. We'll just hang out, watch a movie. And
Do
it
you
was
think
just,
the change of scene, like going
Yes.
out, all those things affected how you felt? You started feeling better?
Absolutely, yes. There were days where they were very, like, starting off a little rocky, and then I would go out, and it made like so much of a difference.
Yeah.
Like, just being out, even if it wasn't with friends, like even if I just went for a walk, I would feel like, okay, I'm feeling a little better, get that fresh air in me, get, whatever, and just listen to my music and just walk with Elizabeth in her little stroller. And it was just like, okay, like we're okay. We're doing okay. Like,
Right.
everything is fine. We're good. Like, just those are
Right,
just
right.
really bad thoughts,
Wow.
but we're getting through it.
I'm just wondering how a small step can make you feel so much better. And for our listeners, our mommies here, please understand that isolation is not the key here.
No,
Yes, you're
definitely
gonna
not.
feel like you don't want to talk to anyone. Yes, you're gonna feel like you want to be in the room by yourself.
Yeah.
You don't want to get out of the house, but please do it.
Yes, absolutely,
Right.
100% get out of the house. Even just for like half an hour, just to get a change of scenery,
Yeah.
just to get fresh air, go get a coffee, like just any little thing.
Right.
And like, even if you are feeling like, for me, I think about it, and I definitely should have talked to my doctor about it. However, because it was so new to me, and I was like, I don't want to say embarrassed, but like, there's a stigma around
There's
it,
a
right? Like,
stigma
you want
around
to,
it.
like, I just felt like I had to be strong.
Yes.
Because everyone's like, you're doing amazing.
don't want
You're
to
an
show
amazing
that
mom.
you're
doing so
fragile.
good. You're doing
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
But it's like, I didn't feel like I was.
Right.
So it was almost like I was putting up this front. Like, I wanted people to see me as like this very strong, like, she's got it in the bag. She knows what she's doing. So for like any advice to the mommies out there that are watching, 100% talk to your doctor, talk to your friends, talk to anybody about it.
Yeah.
Be vocal about it. Don't keep it in. Don't put a front that like you got this covered, because it's not gonna help.
Don't
Like,
care about the judgments, basically,
no,
right?
basically just do it. Just take that step, because if you don't,
Yeah.
it's not gonna make it any better.
And also, if they take care of themselves first, they're going to be able to take care of the baby,
Yes,
right?
exactly. Yes.
Like, as we are talking about your healing process, you going out, catching up with friends over coffee,
Yes.
and just taking out a stroll with Elizabeth. Did you also seek a little bit of external help in terms of, well, let's say counseling or maybe therapy?
No.
You were
And I
able
should
to.
have.
You should have.
I probably should have.
What
I
makes
feel
you
like
say that?
I feel like I probably could have gotten, I don't want to say better, but I feel like it would have helped a little bit more. Like I didn't, for the first, I want to say 4 months, I didn't, I feel like I should have talked to somebody
You think
about
that
it.
could have made the process easier for
I think
you?
so. Yeah. I definitely think so. I feel like if I talked to somebody, like even if it was just my doctor, just to be like,
Yeah,
hey, you know what? I'm not feeling that great.
right.
And like even when I was going to check for the checkups, for the monthly checkups, weekly check, whatever it was, and my doctor would be like, "Oh, how are you feeling?" And I'd be like, "I'm great.
I'm great.
I'm doing
Yeah,
great."
right.
But like inside, I was like, "No, I'm not.
No.
No, I'm not."
Yeah.
But again, that takes me back to I'm putting up this front.
Yeah.
I'm putting up this persona that I'm like I'm doing amazing. And I think subconsciously I was like, if I tell people I'm doing good and I'm feeling good and everything's good, then everything's good,
Yeah.
right? But it would have helped a lot more if I talked to somebody